Hello, love. Welcome home to your sanctuary in Eden with me. So, we're looking at the sacred geometry of relationship, the tetrahedron of energized love. This is a whole vision that I've received from the goddess, and I'm trying to get it into words. First comes love. First comes the goddess in an internal darkness of a velvet womb of the eternal, vast, universal black hole of a sky. And this gigantic black hole gives birth because she's longing she's longing for partnership, she's longing for a witness to her love, she's longing for engagement and birth of all this love wants to become more and more of itself. So when she gives birth, what happens is part of her separates off from herself in order to witness herself. That separation is the masculine. He is the spiral, the golden spiral, the journey of consciousness through the vast network of the divine feminine's infinite, vast possibilities. So this spiral of consciousness is going somewhere. It's actually in service of love because he knows he's born to witness her, to witness himself, to express more, to embody more of her miraculous dreams into existence. The positive masculine triangle points upwards. This is him in his basically the vortex of masculine energy has the three chakras of the crown chakra, the power chakra, and the third eye chakra. So in his blessed birth of becoming himself, his consciousness, he's pure consciousness, pure energy that's conscious of itself. It's really beautiful. And his third eye, his awareness, the way he perceives is through a receptivity, actually, that is quiet, aware of himself, and is intuitive, is feeling and sensing into the entire dimension that is unseen. He's visible, she's invisible. She's the network of all the 95% of everything that we don't see that creates the 5% we do see. Just like the stars, if you look into the night sky, 95% of it is blackness and maybe 5% are the stars you see. So this is all good, well and good. And the power chakra of the masculine is all about exchange with energy. He knows he's exchanging with her. He's exchanging at all times, like the plants exchange with the water and the sun and the earth, and we breathe back and forth between the plants. Everything that is in existence is in exchange. So this exchange goes on, and it's a sharing of power. Power is building and growing, but it's always going somewhere. It never dies because it's always in movement, being shared and returning. It's that the vortex of, in science, it's the way that there's energy pouring up and through and back down again at all times, and down and up again at all times, in both directions. You could say that the black hole of the feminine comes up through the base chakra of the human, and through the pussy, through the anus, comes up through us, and then goes through the white hole, and we'll say hole as in WHOLE, of the crown chakra, masculine, and then back down, and simultaneously doing the opposite too, coming from her through the crown chakra back down. He is birthed out of her. Whoa, trippy, beautiful, right? So, but what happens to the masculine triangle or pyramid in our realm of this small planet and the human realm when he is no longer aware of the 95% that he doesn't see, or he no longer cares about the feminine? He thinks it's all about him. because he's the visible and he's the pragmatic and he's the logical and he can be proven that he exists. What happens is the crown chakra becomes blocked, and he replaces his openness to her through sexuality and sensuality and love. He replaces that openness to receiving from her for his sustenance with religion that excludes her. Okay, so she comes first. Love comes first. Ladies first. If the masculine has his life aligned that way, everything will move and flow for him. But when ladies go last, his religion excludes her. She's not even part of the story of creation. Now what happens to the third eye chakra is that it's no longer a third eye, it's blocked also, and so it's all mental. It's mind replacing connection with her, with heart. And the mind then becomes all about logic and practical things you can see, and actually relies on the past. Because he's no longer open and questioning and interested in the mystery of the feminine, he becomes relying upon past events and past experts and books. Books replace experiential growing. Then his power chakra becomes exclusively also about just giving to himself. More for me, I'm number one. Now he's not in exchange. But the truth is, nobody can exist without exchange, right? It's not even a possibility. And so what he has to do is rob and force. It's now his life is dependent, his power is dependent upon slaves, what he can take from women, talk them into not deserving so that he can have more. And his he suppresses everything that's about exchange to believe this illusion as if he's autonomous and he is in control. When of course he's not. He's reliant upon all those slaves, all those men in jails who are the modern slaves, feeding his industry. Now, this fear of exchange, like the positive masculine, when he's in service to the feminine, when he puts ladies first, he knows that the exchange is sacred, the exchange is holy, it's going on at all times, and equality actually creates an exponential adventure. Equality with her, but if he's in the cutoff masculine, some negative masculine rather than the divine masculine, he's got this, he's so cut off from being fed and nurtured by the feminine, from nature, from life, and his ego really is like freaking, because his ego feels like, I've got to hold on and control everything, whereas the humility that he's in when he's in service to the feminine has awe in it. It has gratitude in it. It has a life purpose. So if you call the spiral within the masculine pyramid consciousness in service to the feminine, in service to love, in service to the adventure, spirals go eternally. They go and they go and they go. They fractile down into infinity, or fractile up, and so he's on a very exciting adventure that's always in movement. But when that's not happening and it's all blocked, what happens in the center of the pyramid is the symbol of money, basically, and the energy goes around and down and up and back, and then it's stuck again, and it goes up and down, back and around, and stuck again, back. It's just building power for himself, and power that builds without movement and exchange self-destructs. So here we have the planet in and the masculine self-destructing. The women don't want to have sex with him when he's like this. They don't want to exchange love with him. They're faking it in order to have our survival be okay. His humility, when he's in exchange with the woman, when he really recognizes what she's giving and what she brings, and how love at the center of life makes him have meaning for everything he's doing. When he gets to this space, he'll give her his paycheck to take care of the family when he comes home, if he's the one that's working. Or if she is in the masculine role, if she's more masculine than him, she'll give the paycheck to him. So here you go. He's not afraid of the exchange of power, of the sharing of power, and he's thankful for his feminine bosses, that they are different from him, that they think differently from him, or his feminine colleagues. He'll be interested in what they say. He'll listen to what the woman has to offer and says that it's the family needs. But if he's not in the space of sharing power, he thinks everything he says is important and everything she says can be dismissed. And within, a short amount of time, what was marital bliss becomes marital hell, really, or just not alive anymore, not happening anymore. Okay, so that's a good synopsis of the masculine pyramid, in balance and out of balance. Now we're going to talk about the feminine pyramid, what she's about, and how